Well, hello, I'm Dr. Julia Royston. I own BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the book consulting services company, The Book Business Bosses, where we help you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. Now, I'm not going to be on but a few minutes, but I'm here to really celebrate Black Children Book Week. And I'll be on later on at another time to really talk about and champion with other authors who write books as well. Have events coming up too as well. If you're in the Louisville, first off, if you're in the Montgomery, Alabama area, there is a Montgomery Book Fest and Writing Expo held on March 11th, 2023, right there in Montgomery, Alabama. So visit VernetteCNettles.com for more information. And then coming up from March 20th through the 26th, I'll have a pop-up bookstore in Jefferson Mall right here in Louisville, Kentucky area. So there are number one book festivals happening if you're an author, but there are big book festivals happening if you're a reader and if you're a parent of a Black child or a diverse child. There are books out there and available. I'm going to read from one, and I'm going to point out a couple more. And I just really wanted to come on to let you know that there are Black children's books out there and available. Feel free to find the Black Children's Book Week page on Instagram and find the website. There are so many happenings throughout February 7th through March 4th. There are incredible amount of activities all across the country. It is a wonderful undertaking, is a wonderful endeavor. I have people who say, I'm always looking for books that look like my child and that are for my child and written by someone who understands my child. Well, I'm one of those authors. And another, besides the Black Children Book Week, which is held February 27th, leading into the very first week of March. Also, the Black Child Book Fair Tour. I have been a part of it for at least the last 3 years. There are some phenomenal children's books for Black elementary, middle, and high school students. We do have books for young adults as well, predominantly the majority for elementary. But when I'm there, I'm all about making sure that there are books for teen and young adult age as well as boys. A lot of children's authors write for girls, and that's good because I do too. But there's not as much selection for boys. So that's a hint for not only my collection, but also for those who are interested in writing children's books. Please don't leave out the boys. I don't have a brother, biological brother. I taught thousands of boys when in my teaching days, and they really want books that have an engaging character, something that they can enjoy. It doesn't necessarily always have to be about sports. It could be about silly, it could be about goofy, but they want to see themselves, things that could possibly happen to them. Scary stories, silly stories, even disappointing, it didn't happen the way I thought stories. And I'm going to read an excerpt from one of mine. So I just wanted to let you know, one, that there are a lot of books out there. Representation does matter. Having a book with a Black child on it so that it looks like them and for them is just incredible. And I can tell you, having traveled from one end of this country to the next in the US, and I hope to be abroad very shortly, that when a child sees a book with a child on it that looks like them, it literally lights up their life. It lights up mine because I know that my time, effort, my sacrifice, my creativity has not been in vain. So I'm always super excited about that. So a couple of things when looking for children's books, and a couple of things for authors too as well. The cover does matter. Take a look at the cover. The child is looking at the cover. You as the adult is looking at what is it about, turn it over to the back, look at the inside for the text, but the child is primarily going to be attracted to the book by the cover. The book cover does matter. and that's going to draw a child in. So that is a major, major, major feat for an author to make sure that it has a very, very attractive cover to a child, not to you, to a child. I'm going to say that again. Make sure that the cover is attractive to the child and not just to you. I know people, I thought it was cute. You thought it was cute, love. You're older, you're an adult, but did you ask a child? Do you know children? Could you send the book over to the nearest elementary school and ask the librarian to show it to some children and ask them, are they attracted to it? Because a parent is more likely to spend their money on a book that their child is actually interested and may actually read rather than, I think this is good for them. Okay. Which we have to make as adults, make those choices too. But make sure that the book that you're producing has a cover on that is attractive to a child. Make sure that when they walk by it, they're, oh, wait a minute, what was that? And I know I've got them. I know, and I spend a lot of time on covers. Secondly, make sure that these are kind of my top 3 things. Make sure that what the characters are doing makes sense culturally. Something that could happen. Now, it could be a fantasy fiction, and like Terrence, the child gets superpowers and can fly and has supernatural strength. I get that. But make sure that culturally, that's something that Black people would do. That's something Latin people would do. That's something that Native Americans would do. That's something what people of Asian descent would do. Okay, so make sure of that. And if it does not recognize that or acknowledge that, then be hesitant about purchasing it. Also, those that are writing, be conscious of that culturally, what that means. I have many stories, but I will not divulge them. But I can truthfully say it was something that that culture they do not do, and so you do not want to offend the people that you're striving to write about and to sell to. And then finally, if you are an author of children's books, make sure that it has some questions in the back or has some extended activity in the back. You don't necessarily have to devise or design a complete activity book with worksheets, etc. There should be a few questions. If you want a teacher to be able to utilize this book in their classroom, make sure that you help them out. Make sure that they don't have to read the entire book to know. They might read it, but they don't want to necessarily come up with their own questions. It makes it very laborious instead of enjoyable, not only for the child, but enjoyable for the teacher as well. So let's be, as I say, helpers of one another and making it easier and more helpful for the educator as well. So I hope those tips have helped you. And I hope that educators will definitely be on the lookout for additional children's books and young adult and tween and teen books to add to their collection. It is so vital and so important. It's so key for literacy and for the advancement of literacy so that we can be viable and productive and highly intellectual and diverse citizens in the world. It's not necessarily designed that you have to be in the quote unquote get a job, but for you to be culturally sound and culturally advanced, and it just reading just can literally take you to another world. I wanted to point out just a couple of things that I have done, and if you're interested, you can always purchase anything of mine at JuliaRoystonStore.com. That's JuliaRoystonStore.com. And some things that I have written recently, besides the Terrence the Terrific series, which I'm going to read a short portion of in just a few minutes. That's book 2 and book 3. But I have been on a tangent of sorts to really have books for the creative child, those that like to write, draw, dance, sing, tumble, whatever that is. So Jalen the Creative, and then those children who do like to journal and draw their own pictures, there's Jalen the Creative's journal and sketchbook. So it has blank pages with line pages. So I'm definitely available for you and your child. It sells very well right now. My children's books move, as I say, move about the country very quickly. In addition to having a basic sketch pad or journal, I also have available, that light's awful bright, but Idea, Think, Create, and it is a full activity book, primarily for young ones, starting at, I don't know, second, third grade. I don't like to pigeonhole ages for people, but I'll be honest with you, I did a writer's workshop and the adults loved it too. So I have Write That Book Now book and workbook, but I wanted to have something else for younger learners, but I also wanted to have something available for adults too. So children to adults, they all enjoy it. So if you ever have questions for me or like to have a conversation, schedule a conversation with me, go to talkwithroyston.com, talkwithroyston.com. So I want to read a portion from book 3, which I am eternally grateful to the Black Child Book Fair Tour and the awards this year. Terrence, the terrific Terrence's team, won Book of the Year. So I'm over the top ecstatic about that. The entire series is wonderful, but this is book number 3. This is Paris and Terrence. They both have superpowers and they're practicing using them. And let's just read a little bit and see if we can find out what happens. So just kind of as the setup, Terrence and Paris both have superpowers. And of course, you have to read book 1 and 2 to find out exactly what those superpowers are, but they're practicing using them. And they have a friend, Roger, who, as a teacher, as someone who's in school, when you ever did a candy sale, somebody either left their candy, somebody stole their candy, they don't have the money for the candy. So you can just imagine. So Roger is telling Terrence and Paris somebody has stole his book bag with the chocolate candy in it. And this is what he tells them. I put it in my small yellow gym bag. I was going to put it in my locker, but it was stolen from me while I was in the bathroom. How low down is that? I know, but did you see who took it? Terrence asked. No, of course not, Roger said. You know how I suspect, Paris said. Yes, but we can't go on who we suspect. It has to be facts, Paris. We can't just go around accusing people. True, but it could help if I check that locker first. Good point, Terrence said. I don't care. Just see if you can find it. Roger exclaimed. Okay. The 3 of them walked down the hall toward a particular locker. When Paris put on her special pink glasses, that gives you a hint what her superpower is. She was able to see inside it. She didn't put on her glasses, and she was standing in front of the suspect locker, a short walk down the hallway. This is it. I knew he took it, Paris exclaimed. We don't see what you see, Paris. But are you sure that's it? Positive. Okay, I'm going to open it. Terrence said as he reached for the handle and pulled on it. Nothing happened at first. Darren, Terrence's constant bully, laughed out loud at the failed attempt. No one else noticed because they were busy at their lockers. Terrence heard him all right and remembered all the other times he was teased by Darren. So when he pulled on the handle of the door, sorry about that, not only did the locker door come open, but the entire locker came off the wall, door and all. The locker fell on the floor with a loud bang. It was noisy in the hallway, but all the students stopped what they were doing to see what was going on and where the loud noise came from. It also wiped that grin and smug look off Darren's face. The entire hallway was a buzz of students saying, wow, or how did he do that? Or what's going on with Terrence? Fortunately, just as Paris said, there was a yellow gym bag inside the locker with 2 boxes of candy inside. Is this it, Roger? Paris asked with a smile. No, that's not mine, Roger said. It's a yellow gym bag with 2 boxes of candy inside, just like you said, Paris said. Yes, but my name, Roger, is going to be on the side in black permanent marker. You never said that, Paris yelled. So now I'm in trouble for tearing off a locker that's not Darren's to get candy that's not even yours. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that part, Roger said. That was a huge thing that you forgot, Roger. I'm in big trouble because of you, Roger. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get my candy. That won't help me now. I have to explain this. Just then, Kathy Booth walked up. Why is my locker not even on the wall, but on the ground? I did that, Terrence admitted. You did that? How and why? Kathy asked. I thought it was someone else's locker, and Roger said that someone stole his candy. Paris saw it, and then I opened the locker. I was just trying to help. I now have to get a new locker, combination, and everything. Nothing seems to be missing but Terrence Edmonds. Wait until I tell the principal. Roger, now look what you've done, Terrence said as he headed toward the office after Kathy. I'll go with you, Terrence. It's my fault, too. I didn't ask enough questions of Roger. Hopefully, Miss Wilson will help us with the principal and help him understand that we're both new to this helping people and stopping crime stuff anyway. Mr. Smith won't understand anything, only Miss Wilson. True. What can I do now? I still don't have my candy. Nothing, Terrence and Paris said simultaneously. So therefore, you can imagine they're in a pickle. They're in trouble. The locker is on the floor. Kathy's angry. Now we got to face the principal. We've got to face the counselor, Miss Wilson, and anything else that Paris and Terrence get themselves into. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you would share it. If you would like more information, you can always reach out to me, have a conversation and talk with Royston.com, or you can email me at roystonjulia@gmail.com. This is my name in reverse, roystonjulia@gmail.com. Purchase, support, find, read, pass on, and share Black Children's Book everywhere. Celebrate with me, Black Children's Book Week. Be blessed and have a great day. Bye-bye.